What's up everybody? This is Paulie G, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make any image with a transparent background. A transparent background is when you see those little boxes. It's a PNG image. You have to make sure you save it as a PNG image so that it stays transparent. This is Chris Cyborg. In case you don't know who Chris Cyborg is, she's a fighter. She's the greatest fighter. She's been fighting for a very long time. She's racked up a ton of accomplishments. Real short, she's the Grand Slam champion. She won 4 major titles, and that means she was winning the titles from way back in the day all the way up until now. So yes, she was the UFC champion. A lot of people, including myself, consider her the greatest of all time. That's Chris Cyborg, in case you didn't know who she was. We're going to start with this kind of pinkish, purplish, fuchsia type of attire she's wearing. She's doing an advertisement right here. She's become, at this point in her career, pretty much like a walking billboard. Let's start a new image here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this, put her on the new image, and then what we're going to do is we're going to delete the background so that just the cyborg and the transparent background are there. So let's start. We're going to do a new image, and we're going to pick this custom kind of paper size one. This way it's nice and big, and we can do what we want here. We can blow Cyborg up really big because this image right here looks like it's really good quality. Let's go to the quick selection tool. Let's start selecting Chris Cyborg. There is a new tool now called Object Selection Tool, which is supposedly easier to use, but since I've been doing Photoshop for a while, I still like to do the old school method, the quick selection, because I don't want to miss it. I want to do this right. So Cyborg's holding this behind her neck, and I want to thank Chris Cyborg, and I guess it's So Right, PSO Right, for letting me use this picture. Check out Chris Cyborg if you don't know who she already is. Most people already know who she is. Check her out on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want to do. She's pretty famous on all of them, I'm sure. Get rid of that so that the background. Let's zoom in now to make sure we don't miss anything. Let's zoom in. Try to make it pretty good as we can. I hate when I see a Photoshop and somebody just leaves a whole chunk out. They think they're a good Photoshopper, but they just leave like big chunks. Alright, so it looks pretty good. Let's check around her ears. She has a bunch of earrings here. Patented cross. Chris Cyborg is heavily religious. She listens to religious music before she goes out and does her fights. So let's make sure we have our whole ear here. I'm going to leave these little hairs out for this one. There's another way to do that, but just for this video's sake, we're not going to. That looks pretty good. We're missing. Let's zoom back out and see if we're missing anything. Doesn't look like we're missing anything. Let's go back, look at the ears again. Everything looks pretty good. Better to get a little bit more because we could always delete it, and we probably are going to have to do that anyway. Let's take this image. Let's press Command T and then Option and make Chris Cyborg really big. So she's bigger. Should we make her a little bigger? Let's try it again. Command T and then Option. Let's now use the crop tool and crop it right here. Looks pretty good. A little jagged around the edges. What we could do now is we can go into the eraser tool, make sure we have the eraser tool, kind of go into some of these edges and see where things don't look perfect. Like right there, maybe just a couple spots. All right, her ears look pretty good. Let's clean up this ear a little bit. I guess the hair looks pretty good. This shirt can be cleaned up a bit. Her arm looks a little jagged right there. We can clean that up a bit. See how that's looking. Yeah, it looks good like that. And let's clean up her waist because that doesn't look right. So at this point, we're just going around the edges, just trying to fix up anything that doesn't look nice and clear. And what we're going to do after this is go into the layers panel. We're going to unlock the bottom layer, which is the white that we're looking at right now. Once we do that, we're going to be able to delete it. And once we delete it, it's going to be transparent. So that's how you make a transparent background. One more thing, you have to save it as a PNG. You can't save it as a JPEG. It's not going to be transparent if you do that. Just to show you, try to clean it up as much as we can. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is how to make a transparent background. But for some reason, I'm a little OCD. I don't like that. It's too close. I just don't like jagged edges. I don't know why. Because to me, I can see that. I don't like that either. I'm not doing that right. You have to have a nice steady hand. If you don't have a steady hand, Not a good time to Photoshop. We did her arm. We do the back of her arm too. And then I see that shirt's not perfect. The line right there, kind of a little black. The shirt's meant to just look purple, fuchsia. Her neck's not perfect. Her face has a little bit of pixelation that shouldn't be there. Top of her ear also. The hair, we could leave that. What about the product she's selling or advertising? Clean that up a little bit. And just since Chris Cyborg is always in such good shape, let's fix her body up here. Yeah, Chris Cyborg also has some really interesting tattoo work on her body, on her back also. Just a walking billboard. I don't like that, so I pressed Command Z or Option Z. Let's do what we're supposed to do now. We're going to go here. We're going to unlock bottom layer. So now it's unlocked. And now we're just going to get rid of it. Voila. Now we have a perfectly cut out cyborg, and the background is transparent. That's what we were looking to do, and that's not hard to do. That's really easy to do. Anybody could do that. So all you need to be able to do is, one, go to the quick selection tool, and you want to select your image. You want to make a new image, take it out, and then put the image on the new image. And then real quickly, like we just did, select that layer, unlock it, and then unhighlight it right here. There's no eye on it, so that now the background layer isn't there. And once it's not there, then it's transparent. So we can take that layer now and throw it in the garbage. Now we can save this image. We can press Save As. We can save it to my computer. You got to remember, we want to call it PNG. Let's call it, save in documents and call it Chris Cyborg. Let's save it as a PNG. Now that we have it as a PNG image, when we recall the image, it's going to be recalled as a transparent background, and we can take that image and we can put it on other things. That's how you advertise. That's how you cut these things out, you put it on a different background. That's how you create an advertisement. This is a really nice high resolution piece. You can choose the file size, put a large file size. Let's just see what you can do with this. Say, for example, you wanted to take this out now. Now you go back to the Move tool. You take that image and you can pop it on something else. You can, start doing different things with it. But if it's not transparent, you can't really do much with it. You can take that Chris Cyborg, you can put it on that background. If you're just using this image, and let me use the quick selection tool, let me press deselect, and let me unlock this layer, and let me take this layer, and let me move it. If I try to move this layer to here, it's not transparent. All this gray interferes with the background, and you can't use it for any type of advertisement, or it's just not right. That's how you do a transparent layer in Photoshop. It's real helpful, kind of the basis for pretty much a lot of online marketing advertising. You need to be able to make these images into PNGs, save them, keep them saved. Otherwise, you have to cut it out all over again each time. Thank you, Chris Cyborg. Everybody, check out Chris Cyborg's page. That's how you do that in Photoshop. Check me out on other social media. If you like the video, you can always press like. If you found the video useful, you need me for something else, you can subscribe, and I'll be here in the next video. Paulie, and thank you. I really appreciate it.